The Zombie Cat. Written and read by Mark Binder. David Rover's little sister called her cat Mr. Cuddles, but the rest of us called it Krusty. Krusty was a disgusting, scabby old cat that had a torn ear and ratty fur. Sticky pus oozed from open sores all over its body before hardening into patches of yellowish crust, hence the nickname. Krusty wasn't a fighting cat, but constantly seemed to get stuck under fences and inside drain pipes. The fire department made regular trips to Rover's house to get Krusty out of trees or to cut Krusty out of an old, rusty 50-gallon water barrel. But the worst thing Krusty did was litter Rover's house with hairballs. Some of them were big clumps of cat fur, while others were small, slimy balls of half-chewed grass and cat food. Talk about gross. Krusty had a whole routine of running in through the cat flap, tearing around in circles, and then convulsing for 5 minutes before coughing up a glob of slime. It always seemed to happen when a bunch of us guys were eating snacks over at Rover's. It didn't matter whether we were in the kitchen or in the basement. The cat would come in looking for an audience, and everything would stop while Krusty did its loud and revolting dance. My friends and I took bets on what would pop out. My cousin Adam always put his money on pure hairballs, though Rover said that was statistically unlikely. Rover's favorite bet was on a 60-40 blend of cat fur and grass. I tended to wager that the glob would be goopy nuggets of semi-digested dry food. The winner was always Fat Charlie. Yes, I know you're not supposed to call a kid fat, but that was his nickname back then. We liked him, and he didn't care. Fat Charlie had a knack for predicting the composition of the spewed pellet down to the type of weed or grass the cat had eaten that morning. When we asked him how he did it, Charlie would shrug and say, just listen." It was early summertime, and we were keeping cool by playing a manic game of slapjack in Rover's basement lair when Krusty started doing its thing. The cat hobbled down the steps, hacking as it went. "Your cat's going to spew," Adam said. Fat Charlie cocked his ear. "Again," I agreed. "As always," Charlie said, squinting with concentration. "Krusty is not my cat," Rover said defensively. "It's my sister's." 25 cents says it's a hairball. Adam slapped a quarter onto the table. "It's always a hairball," Rover said. "Sort of by definition." "A hairy hairball," Adam said. "I noticed your mom was using a generic dry food," I said, matching Adam's quarter. "I'm going for that." Rover looked thoughtful. "Cat hasn't been outside much." He nodded. "I'll go for a 50-50 on the hair and kibble." He put 5 nickels into the pot. "What about you, Charlie?" Adam asked. Fat Charlie held up his finger. He was still listening. Krusty was herking and jerking like a slow blender grinding up a tough steak. 40% cat food, Charlie said. 45% fur. 10% air conditioner filter. "Oh, come on," Adam said. "You can't possibly know." "That's only 95%, Rover said. Charlie held up his palm, turned his head. We heard Krusty burble and wheeze. "And a dandelion flower," Charlie said, putting his money on the table. "Half chewed." Krusty hurled, and Charlie collected his winnings with a smile. This is Mark Binder. I hope you'll join me and my friends as we ride monster waves, search for lost cookies, confront a witch, and battle the forces of Fectville with stench-filled water guns. We had a lot of fun. I know you will, too.